Good morning, Spartans.
I'm Matthew.
I'm Brian, and this is Spartan Media.
Did you know that recently Android began to compete with Apple by making a cheaper and more compatible smartwatch for everyone?
Cool, I'll go check that out.
On the other topic of new things, progress is being made with how Americans view mental health.
How so?
Well, youth are beginning to become more compatible seeking mental help.
That's really good. I think that our society will benefit from this change. Speaking of big brains, Stephen Hawking has announced some new theories on black holes. So if you're interested in that, you can go check that on hawking.org.
And here's an interesting story from our friends at CNN.
Let's first start with the EU's asylum policy, what it is and why it's apparently not working, because what we're seeing right now as it stands are two EU nations, Germany and Hungary, handling the refugees in very different ways.
The European Union decided years ago that they would have a common European asylum system, which means one set of standards, one set of procedures, and a minimum standard of conditions for receiving people throughout the European Union, so that whether you arrive in Bulgaria or Sweden, you shouldn't be treated any differently or have different conditions. However, the reality is completely different from that, and we're seeing people essentially moving on their own to places where they feel they'll have a fair hearing of their claims and will be treated in a decent way. Putting up fences, tear gassing people, putting more guards on borders, that's certainly not the way to go, and it becomes a competition of which one is going to treat refugees, asylum seekers worse, so they'll move on to some other place, and that's certainly not the way that you want to approach this problem.
Thanks, CNN.
News in our neighboring town, Carmichael arsonists strike twice in one night to burn playgrounds on Tuesday. No suspects in the crime have been revealed at this point, but witnesses stated seeing two teens were seen riding away from the scene. Now onto today's weather. We have an 84 high and a 54 low, and the entire week is sunny, bright, and hot. Thanks, Spartans. Bye.
See you later.
I gotta shake it for a minute. Taking in to get the greater percentage, and when I enter whatever, I gotta win it. Try to get me in the corner, you finished. A lot of people defeated when I diminish.